This is the year that Notre Dame shows they can compete with the big boys of college football. For so long, we've heard the consistent narrative that Notre Dame can't hang with the best of the best in college football. Well, this season, things might be a little different around here. Ohio State, they're only a 3-point favorite in this game. That's a little odd because normally anytime Notre Dame faces a big boy powerhouse in college football, they are a double-digit underdog or at least a touchdown underdog. But the fact that Ohio State is only a 3-point favorite, you don't think that tells you something about Notre Dame? JT, what's different about Notre Dame? We hear this same hoopla about the Fighting Irish every single year, and every single year it turns out the same. They get steamrolled. Well, they got a quarterback this year, a really good quarterback in Sam Hartman, and Sam Hartman changes everything. And I think that this is the first time that Notre Dame has went into a big game against a big-time opponent where they've actually had the advantage at quarterback. Kyle McCord, can he be trusted? He struggled against Indiana, and he hasn't played a Power 5 opponent since. Now, he's looked good against Western Kentucky and whoever else, Youngstown State, but how is he going to look against this Notre Dame defense, this Marcus Freeman coach defense? There's a lot that Kyle McCord has to prove in this game. And Ohio State, I don't think offensively they are the juggernaut that they have been in the past. You see, we know they got great receivers. Notre Dame isn't going to be able to slow down Marvin Harrison Jr. and Emeka Egbuka. Okay, we get it. We get it. No matter how good Notre Dame secondary is, they're not going to be able to stop Marvin Harrison Jr. He's a monster, okay? All right? He may be the greatest wide receiver to ever play college football from a talent standpoint. All right? But Ohio State's offensive line is not that great. And I think Notre Dame has one of the better defensive lines in all of college football. And when you look at Notre Dame's offensive line going against that Ohio State front, ooh, that's going to be a battle to watch. Ohio State, their defensive line is really good, but Notre Dame has a top 3, top 5 offensive line in the nation. And for Ohio State, if you're a Buckeyes fan and you think you're going to come into this game, you're going to walk into South Bend and you're just about to annihilate Notre Dame this year, I think you're going to be in for a pleasant surprise because I think Notre Dame is going to give Ohio State a dogfight. I don't think Ohio State is the dominant team that we've seen out of them in the last couple of years. Ryan Day, I think there's a lot of pressure on him, especially if he doesn't win this game against Notre Dame. And I think Notre Dame probably wins this game. Keeping it a bean with you, keeping it 100. I really don't trust Kyle McCord. I really don't. And Notre Dame has a really good defense. I trust Sam Hartman. Sam Hartman is an experienced quarterback. He's a veteran, and Notre Dame is playing at home. And if you guys have been watching college football for the last couple of years, where do most upsets occur? Where the team is an underdog at home and the team that's a favorite is on the road. LSU and Tennessee beat Alabama last year. Both of those wins came at home. Alabama was on the road. When you're on the road, you're at a major disadvantage, even if you are the better team. And I just think that this is the year that Notre Dame they make a statement in the college football. They've always had talented rosters. The thing is that they never really had a capable quarterback. And even last year when Ohio State beat Notre Dame, it's not like Ohio State just clobbered Notre Dame. It's not like they were just smacking them around, punching them in the face. Like, Notre Dame was keeping up with Ohio State, at least defensively. The problem was that they had no damn quarterback. You saw what the hell Tyler Buckner did for Alabama against USF? That fool went 5 of 14 and got benched. Come on, man. Drew Pine, he got beat out by a true freshman at Arizona State. That's what Notre Dame was working with at QB last year. They got Sam Hartman. Like, if you're a Buckeyes fan and you think that you're about to waltz on in here and face the same Notre Dame team that you've seen come up short time after time and get embarrassed by big school after big school, you're in for a really big surprise at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time this Saturday, because the Fighting Irish, they got a lot of luck on their side this year. And I think that they're going to be able to get the upset. I really do. This Notre Dame team, they got Sam Hartman. They got some solid receivers. They got a really good running back in Austin Estime. I mean, I think that Ohio State, they in some trouble. Because anytime Ohio State plays a team that's physical outside of Georgia, they kind of struggle. I remember when people thought that Ohio State was going to roll over Oregon. Yeah. Mario Cristobal. You remember how that went. Oregon dominated Ohio State all throughout that game up front. So let's not make it seem like Ohio State is just this superior team and they're just going to waltz on over and they're going to pull their pants down and take a crap on the middle of Notre Dame's logo, because that's not going to happen. I think that Notre Dame is going to give Ohio State a dogfight. All right. Now, even if I'm wrong and Notre Dame doesn't win and they lose, I think that this is going to be a very close game that comes down to the last possession. I would be incredibly surprised if Notre Dame gets blown out in this game. And I know that every single year it seems to feel like we're overhyping Notre Dame, and we say that every Notre Dame team is one of the best Notre Dame teams since such and such year, but this truthfully is the best team that they've had in a while. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. All right. Sam Hartman is the best quarterback that Notre Dame has had throwing the football since Brady Quinn, and that's been some time. Like, when you got a good quarterback with a great offensive line, a serviceable group of wide receivers, a good running back, and a great defense, I don't get how Notre Dame doesn't compete in this game unless Sam Hartman isn't the guy that we think he is. If Sam Hartman isn't as good as a quarterback that we thought, then Ohio State probably does roll in this game. But I think that Ohio State, they got way more weaknesses than what a lot of people are giving them credit for. You see, people just think that because it's Ohio State and Notre Dame, that Ohio State is just better than Notre Dame at every position. No, the hell they are not. And anybody who tells you otherwise, they need to go and do a little bit more homework, because Ohio State defensively, they still got a lot to prove. Jim Knowles is in his second season as defensive coordinator up there. This is a big game for him. Kyle McCord, I'm not sold on him. Y'all sold on him because he was dominating against Youngstown State and Western Kentucky. Like, bro, he struggled against Indiana. I'm not sold on him. And against this defense, I think there's a chance that maybe he gets exposed. But who knows? But all I know is that 7:30 p.m. Eastern time in South Bend, there's going to be a dogfight going on in that stadium for 4 quarters for 60 minutes. And I expect the Fighting Irish to come on top.